Okay, this will be an interesting one. Okay, let's see if I can make it look any good. Not sure what we're going to do with this one. I think we're going to make this B4 to A4. And we're just going to see what we're going to do colour-wise to this. We're going to contrast it lower. Going to lighten it up full blast, or lightest should I say, and we're just going to make this look really nice, hopefully. I don't know how it's going to look. We're going to make it look interesting. Going to strip the black for this. They're going to have no black on this image, so this will be an interesting one. Maybe, that being the case, it would be nice to add a bit of blue to it, or a lot of blue, and we're going to lose the brightness. We're going to lose the copy density, so now we have to use the brightness, and we're going to lose the contrast. Bit of a silly machine design, but I think that should do it. Let's see what we have. It's going to look interesting. It's a camisole, females thing that a woman, typically a woman, would wear. But if you're a man and you like to wear this shit, don't worry, it's all right. I don't like wearing women's clothes much myself, I tend to prefer wearing men's clothes, so I can understand where you guys are coming from if you don't want to wear men's clothes. I'm a bit of a cross-dresser, and that's just the way I've been most of my life, and I have to accept that. Because it's me, it's who I am, it's a part of who I am, and that's just it. If people don't like it, tough. I'm all right. Even my dad doesn't approve of me wearing men's clothes. He doesn't like it. But he has to accept it because, hey, that's just me. It's just part of who I am, you know, like, what can I say? All right, let's see how that looks. Whoa, that looks interesting, but I don't like it. It looks a bit too... I like this section here. Wondering what else we can do to make this look better. I'm wondering if maybe adding the black would make it look better. And maybe... I'm actually thinking maybe with this taking out the black wasn't a good idea. And no, we're not going to touch that. Blue's gone. So we're going to... I'm actually thinking maybe red is a better colour for this. To add a bit of extra red. And maybe with the hue, warming it up. Let's see how this looks with the new settings. But it looks like I've got it nicely placed. It looks nice. The colour, not the colour, the composition. So hopefully I can get the colour looking good with this. Oh, that looks terrible. It's dark. It's dark as. Dark and dingy. Oh, I don't like it. Sorry, folks. I'm not doing very well with this, but I know what I can add. I'm going to use photo paper for this. This is more appropriate for something like this. And we're just going to go here, and we've got the brightness on the brightest setting. I'm actually thinking we're just going to kill off the red, and the copy density is going to go full blast, and we're going to put in heaps of lower the contrast heaps and see what we get. It's probably going to look shit once again. I don't seem to be having much success with this piece of work. This is not the easiest kind of fabric to photocopy, obviously. I probably made it too light and too low contrast. I could be wrong. I just got a gut feeling it ain't going to work. And I'm right. I'm beyond right. It's even darker. I think we've done too many fancy settings with this. I think we've made these settings too fancy. Copy density. I've darkened it. Silly doof. That was me. That was a fucking error that I made. So I've darkened it. We're going to take the hue. We're going to put it in the middle. and we've darkened it. That's what we did wrong. And maybe the contrast doesn't have to be that light. Maybe better if we put it in the middle. So we're just going to leave it at the middle. And now watch how bright this will be. So we just fucked it up. We just made a fuck up, folks. So now we're just going to hopefully correct it and make it look better. It shouldn't be that hard to photocopy this. I just started with some silly experimentation. That looks better. It's not the nicest fabric on earth to reproduce. Wondering if we're going to make it negative or just leave it like that. I don't seem to be doing very well today, folks. I do think maybe we can pull out some of the black. I think having all of the black isn't going to work with this image. So I was sort of half right when it came to stripping the black. But it's still not light enough, and it still looks dark and dingy. We're not using contrast. We're going to go and lighten up full blast. We're going to use these two together, and that should hopefully produce a brighter image. So that should produce a brighter image to use those two together. So let's see how we go and see how it comes out. Let's see what we've got. Whoa, that's really light. It's very light. It's lighter than I expected, but it's light. But that's what you get when you use the two exposures together. So I'm just wondering what else we're going to do with that to make it look even better. So we're going to print it off. We're just going to run with it. We're going to run this as a pastel job, just for something different. It's not the greatest, but our demo's getting a bit long. And I've got limited amount of room on this micro SD card, so I can't afford to make too many prolongated demos. I'm disappointed that it's a bit too light, that maybe I put my foot down too hard on the brightness pedal, so to speak. And basically, yeah, I think we may have gone a bit too far with it, but it looks interesting. It's pastel-y, and you got this setting as well. So now we're just gonna, got a bit of hair on there. I'm actually wondering if we're gonna just use that just to make sure we don't cause an error, which the machine does sometimes when I'm in mirror image mode. I'm just gonna print off two of those. So we're just gonna print two of them off. So here we go again. Okay. And we're just going to print these off. This is not the greatest demo. I'm sure I could have done better if I had thought about things better, but I can't do everything exactly the way it should. I'm sure I could have... Oh, see? I know what I did wrong. That was my error. I should have put in B4 paper size, not A4. So I fucked up. Here, folks. So even manually selecting, sometimes things don't go right. But I know what I've done wrong. I have to go to B4 because we're using the B4 area. So it goes to show just how easy it is to fuck up using these photocopiers. You know, they're not easy to use. And now our demo is just over 9 minutes in duration. So we've got another long one. And I haven't got much time tonight. I had to do a lot of things this morning and throughout the day, and I couldn't get back home to do my demos, so I'm going to be up all night. I'm probably going to pull an all-nighter and do my demos, but they have to be done. It's very important. I've got a lot of important things. I'm trying to get myself out on television, and I have to make some discs as well as putting them to YouTube. And I've got to download to YouTube and burn them to disc at a lower res. But anyway, the pattern looks good. I think now we can call this demo quits.